Hey, this is Ben Solomon, and welcome to this episode of the Techno Leadership Show. In this episode, I'm going to cover, in brief, how to retain good staff in your organization. Retention of good staff, well, if you have opportunities for growth in your organization, giving the staff in your organization an understanding of what the pathways are and helping them get to those paths and stages by giving them the resources, the opportunities to learn and upskill, and the opportunities to be able to work in those areas to actually gain the experience and confidence to get to those levels is very important. But if the space for growth doesn't exist in your organization, what do you do? In most places that I am aware of, you're on your own sort of thing. But in every organization that I have had a leadership role, I've done everything I possibly can to ensure that when a staff member says, this is where I want to be, and that particular position didn't exist in the organization, or was something that couldn't be created in the organization due to that level of specialty not required in the organization or the funding not available for it, I've always provided them with the opportunity, helping them gain clarity on where they want to go, helping them map a path that works best for them, and then based on what resources we had available in terms of training and all that, I've usually worked with them to go, look, these are the skills you'll need to get to this position, do these courses, and make sure you do it really well, and you'll get an understanding of those things. In our environment, we have all these things that you can start working with to gain some of those skills, and maybe at home you'll have to do things that we don't have in our work and test environments to be able to practice some of the other skills, and then put it all together, and I'll help you with the resume, I'll help you with interview prep or whatever it might be, and help you get to that point. So if they're gonna have an opportunity to grow within your organization, you can pretty much do a lot of that with them as well, and show them the pathway and how to get to that. But in smaller organizations, or even medium to large size organizations, sometimes you may not have as big a team or big capacity. You may not have specializations where someone, let's say, wants to be a system center, which has now become Microsoft Endpoint Center, I believe, administrator, for example, and you don't have a specific position there. You might have a system/network admin who does system center, Active Directory, group policy, all of that together, and someone wants to specialize, and yes, you can give them the space to be able to learn and grow. But if they want to be 100% just doing deployment engineering and that sort of thing, there's no growth there for them to be able to have that full responsibility. So they might have to build up the skills of application packaging, maintaining patches, and all those aspects in the organization under your tutelage, and then potentially find an organization where they can specifically focus on that. Or if they've got another desire where they want to become a technology manager, and in your organization you're the technology manager and you don't have any plans of leaving in the next year or two, then you prepare them and help them get a role in a different organization. In my case, I really wanted to develop someone in my team to take my position when I left, because I knew at a certain point I would be leaving. But unfortunately that didn't happen, which is sad, but it is what it is. I've tried my best to prepare that one person who I believed would have the capacity and the interest to do it. They had the natural ability, but unfortunately didn't really come to that point at that stage. In the case where, let's say, you're the technology manager and the person who you're working with also wants to go into a technology manager role, and you don't have any plans to leave in 2 or so years, it's a long time for them to wait. And when you know that they have the capability to be a good technology manager and that they have the desire and the drive for it, it's your job to sort of, be upfront with them and say, look, at the moment, I plan to stay on for 2 or 3 years here. I'll support you, help you with whatever possible so that you can develop the skills and the capabilities required to get into a technology manager role. And I'll help you with, finding a role and getting to that point in your career. And my biggest highlight, I suppose, in my career has been that, being able to help one of my staff members develop over a period of time and go from starting out in the front help desk to learning skills all over a stack of technologies that we were using, and then help them in gaining the confidence and preparing them for that kind of a role. And for them, they did really well and gotten on to become a technology manager at a different organization and thrived there. So knowing and understanding your team members, their goals, and supporting them is an important thing. If you can do that within your organization, fantastic. If they're going to go to a different organization, support them, help them as best as possible. In terms of retention, giving them space to be able to do their best work so that they're fulfilled, taking care of their well-being, supporting them in their career choices, needs, really getting to know them, having those one-on-ones and opportunities to be able to see where their desires or goals are, and supporting them in that are important aspects. The other thing that has been important in this retention aspect is ensuring that they get training and upskilling so that they are continually challenged and grow in the organization, grow in their skills. And remuneration, obviously, is something that we have to think about. I know the base rate in a lot of places is between 1.5% and 3% increase per year. Looking at inflation being at 5%, I think we need to reconsider how that side of things is done and take care of our employees better. In a lot of organizations, you as a tech manager or even a tech exec may not have as much control over those aspects, but if you do, and when you do try to be their support and advocate for them so that they get paid well to their capabilities, to their skills, to their experience, and to the value that they bring to the organization. All of these things, and the fact that you're on their court advocating and supporting and facilitating their goals and helping them, unblocking the path for them and protecting them from unnecessary arrows that come down their path, are things that you can do to ensure there is a sense of loyalty in them and a desire for them to continually grow and stay in the organization and continually provide value to the organization, for the organization. So those are some aspects of retention. I know, this is not from an HR standpoint, which there's things that they do, but from a leadership standpoint, these are things that I've been able to do with my staff that generated a sense of loyalty. I didn't do it with the sense of if I do this then I'll get that. No, I've always done it with, I want the best possible outcome for my staff. I gave 110% to ensure that they got the best outcome for them, because at the end of the day, it's their life, it's their career, and I want them to have the best possible outcome. And by doing that, naturally, they created a sense of trust, a sense of loyalty that most of them stayed in the organization, which meant we, over a period of time, built such cohesiveness. We knew exactly, without even having to say a word, we knew which aspects of things we could each chip into and create great results, which, is what is required in any well-functioning team. So hopefully that helps you with some ideas of how you can support your team members to create the desire for them to stay in the organization and continue to provide value, while also having that sense of growth and feeling of contribution that people aim and desire for on the inside. I wish you all the best in your journey as a tech professional, manager, and leader. If you like this episode, please hit the like button. If you haven't subscribed yet, please hit the subscribe button so that you're notified of future episodes as they are released. I look forward to talking to you in a future episode. Have a great day.